Well, welcome everybody. Again, my name is Amy McGuffin. I'm the CEO of the Kittitas County Chamber of Commerce, and I do have some staff members here to acknowledge. Gemma Hollingsworth is our Director of Membership, and Madison Ford is our Director of Tourism. So the Chamber welcomes you to this session today. We have a few panelists that I'll have Gemma introduce. We appreciate them joining us today because I think a lot of people have questions in regards to what do we do to prepare to reopen in this phasing approach and deep cleaning moving forward, and then how do we get all the supplies that we need? So there's a couple questions that we're hoping to answer. Some of you are participants that provide some supplies, so we will let you talk a little bit about your product without going too far into the time. So Gemma, why don't you introduce our panelists first, and then we'll go through who's on the call so the panelists are familiar with who's in the participation.
Of course. Joining us today from Clean Image Services, we have Elisha and John. From Northwest Sanitizing LLC, we have Jeff. And from Gerald's, we have Rolf Williams.
Well, that was short and sweet. Thank you. So as you know, Clean Image is here in the county, and Jeff, you just started your business, I believe, just recently became a chamber member, and then Rolf, you've been a standing piece in the Valley also. So thank you very much for coming. So what we do to introduce is I just list your name, or I recite your name that I see on screen, and then just let the panelists know who you are and what business you're representing. And if you do have a product, just go into a very short description, because we just want to be able to provide some other products that might be available before we start today's conversation. So Danielle Bricker.
Good morning, I'm Danielle, and I am the owner of Hotel Roslyn in Roslyn.
Ingrid.
Amy, I'll jump in. I think Ingrid's having trouble with her sound.
Okay.
So Steve Townsend and Ruth Townsend from Hotel Windrow, and just right below me in the picture is Ingrid, who's also from Hotel Windrow.
Wonderful. And Swinger K.
My name is Karen Swinger, and I work for the City of Ellensburg at the library.
Thank you for joining us. Cindy?
Hi, good morning. This is Cindy Smith. I'm the HR Director for the City of Ellensburg.
Thank you. Sadie Thayer?
Good morning, Sadie Thayer, Director of the Kittitas County Historical Museum.
Thank you. Beth Marker?
Yes, Beth Marker. I'm the General Manager of Heritage Distilling in Roslyn, and we produce a hand sanitizing and surface sanitizing product.
Thank you. Tyson Reed?
I work predominantly in the production facility, master brewer over there.
And who are you with again, Tyson? Sorry.
Iron Horse Brewery.
Thank you very much. And then Kimberly is from Herbert Snowden, and her computer does not have a mic, so I'm just introducing for you to know that she's here. Paul R.
Ellensburg. I'm sorry, Ron Paul, City of Ellensburg, Assistant Public Works Director.
Thank you very much, Paul. Milton Johnston. Milt? We'll skip over. Lisa Belfield?
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I can now, yes.
Hi. Yes, Lisa Belfield, Housekeeping Manager at Hotel Windrow.
Sorry, I'm getting some, let's make sure that you're on mute if you're not talking. That helps a lot. Okay, try again, Lisa.
Okay, Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Housekeeping manager at Hotel Windrow.
Oh, thank you. Welcome.
Yeah.
And Laura?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Laura Srinard, Kittitas County Lead, WorkSource, People for People.
Thank you for joining us. Matt Wise?
Matt Wise with Daily Bread and Mercantile. I'm having a real poor connection, so I'm getting some of it. I might leave and then try to come back.
Okay, and so for those that didn't hear him, Matt Wise is with Daily Bread Mercantile. Cindy won't let me unmute her. Cindy? Kevin Esslinger? I'm getting some bad connections, I guess. And we have one phone-in caller, if you can introduce yourself.
Good morning. This is Ingrid from Basalt and Hotel Windrow. We're using the phone because we simply could not get our Zoom on the computer to work. So.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Ingrid. And then lastly, Gordon. Okay, well, so we got a gist of who's joining us today, and thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you coming on. And so what we would like to do is just remember to be respectful and kind during this process. If you want to use the chat function to ask additional questions as the panelists are talking, I will go ahead and moderate that chat function and ask those panelists as they're speaking. We'll start with just a short introduction from each of the panelists to describe your business and your services. And I will start with Jeff. Jeff, if you can start with a small introduction and about your services. You're gonna have to start again, Jeff. You're muted. Try again. There you go.
There we go. How's that?
That's good.
Okay, this is Jeff Brosda with Northwest Sanitizing Services. I'm a new business. I got caught up in the COVID thing in the middle of my original business, which is a fishing lodge in Forks, Washington. I have a location here in Ellensburg and a location in Forks that I do a fishing guide service out of. Well, in a fishing guide service, you have a lot of clientele that are highly professional individuals. And I learned a lot really fast about sanitizing. And I figured that what I learned, I could help other businesses get back going when it comes time to start up again. So I've got a lot of testing of gear as far as spraying goes. I've bought a lot of sprayers, and I have a license to distribute Sunbelt Laboratories one-step disinfectant and cleaner. It's a really good quaternary ammonia product that is very low odor, low viscosity, and it cleans as well as sanitizes very quickly. And that product is available as well as demonstrations to learn how to safely and easily sanitize. Expensive. It's very economical and ecological. There's a lot of fears out there of how to operate in it, whether it's working or not. And there are testing capabilities of that. It's kind of expensive to test, but as far as we do, I can give you demonstrations of different spraying items for the different locations and sizes of location, and that's all free.
Okay. Elisha, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and your company and services?
Sure. Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Elisha Gessley, and I'm the operations manager at Clean Image Services. and we're a full service disaster restoration contractor. So we take care of fire, water, damage, mold remediation, sewage remediation. We also have a full service cleaning team that tackle everything from air duct cleaning, carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, window cleaning, amongst many services that we provide in that end of our business. And most recently, we've also been providing some cleaning and disinfecting services. So yeah, just good morning, and I'm glad to be a part of this. Thank you very much. And I also have with me on the call, John Hainline. He's our business development consultant, who I know many of you may have met already. So.
Thank you. And Rolf?
Yes, at Gerald's, we work with our clients to develop comprehensive janitorial programs with their paper products, with their disinfectants, with their sanitizers. We handle everything from KN95 masks all the way to toilet paper. So we try to work with our clients comprehensively. We're not really interested in a specific product or a specific method. We really try to take a look at where each business is, what their needs are, try to help them understand some of the issues that they should be aware of, and then we help them find the products that are going to be the best fit.
Wonderful. Well, those were very quick introductions, and we appreciate that. And so we did receive some pre-canned questions that we shared with our participants. So we're not catching them off guard, but we will allow those that are fitting the question to answer. So we'll start with question 1. What type of PPE do your employees wear? So I'm assuming that question is when you come in to do the cleaning services, what does your employees wear? And we'll start with Elijah.
Hey, sure, thank you. As far as a general cleaning application, our employees, you would see them in the form of masks. We have a couple different types. We do have N95s. We do have full face respirators as well with different protectant filters. You'd see us wearing gloves, light suits, and in some cases even some boots, some rubber boots to help protect. So we tackle an array of cleaning projects, and we have everything necessary for heavy duty biohazard up to light cleaning to ensure our employees are safe and to ensure that the occupants are safe as well, so we don't have any transmission.
Thank you. Jeff? Need to unmute yourself, Jeff. I don't think he hears me. Start again, you're on, you need to unmute. There you go.
Go, that darn unmute button. Okay, so the spraying that I've done, I'm mostly protecting myself from what I'm spraying. I have not experienced a whole lot of COVID-19 areas that are infected. You know, actually, I don't even know anybody who's been infected. My goal is to teach you how to disinfect on your own, a DIY service, basically. Okay. I do have all the masks, I have the respirators, I have the suits. I've worn them all to do certain items, but unless I'm doing a lot of overhead spraying, I don't really wear anything because the product I'm using is so sanitarily safe. As far as going into other positions into job sites, most of my operations are outside, like golf carts. I'm selling to fishing lodges in Montana and within the state here, down in the canyon, other places there, all the golf courses in Suncadia and whatnot. So I haven't really had to use a lot of PPE for my side of the business. I do suggest it if you're definitely in a COVID area that has had an infection though.
Okay, thank you. Rolf, do you have anything to add in regards to this question?
Well, for our perspective, where we're interfacing with our clients, if we're going to enter your facility, now we're not going to do any cleaning for you, but we obviously are delivering on a daily basis. And so if we're entering someone's building, we are wearing masks. We also wear gloves if we're going to interact physically with a client other than just leaving the product there. But that's the extent of what we're doing. And I think that's what everybody should be doing, frankly.
Thank you. So question 2, do you have prior experience with biohazard cleaning? We'll start with Elijah.
Yes, thank you. I sure do. Obviously, we know COVID-19 is a new thing to our entire world. But when I heard the word biohazard 17 years ago, jumping into this industry, I was thinking, we were talking about something down at Hanford. But to come to find out, biological matter and biological contamination cleanup in the disaster restoration industry is a very common thing. We commonly interact with that with sewer remediation, different trauma scene cleanups. I've been on different drug manufacturing, illegal operation cleanups. And so we're faced with a lot of different hazards. And so a lot of the protocol that we've already employed to tackle some pretty severe biological hazard cleanups easily fell under the wing of this COVID, the best practice guidelines that we're employing already. So this wasn't something that we were ill prepared to deal with in that regard, although this is a new deal to the entire world.
Okay. Jeff, do you have an answer to that same question?
Well, that's kind of a funny thing to say, but biohazard cleaning, well, I cleaned out a septic tank one time with a pressure washer. That's about as close as I came to that scenario.
Great, thank you. Is bleach an effective cleaning agent for the coronavirus? And I'm going to let Ralph start that discussion.
So I think it actually is a great jumping off point. To answer the question, yes, it can be. But you need to use it correctly, and it depends on the bleach you have. So the most important thing when you're working with a cleaning product is you need to read the label. And specifically when you're dealing with COVID-19, you want to look for human coronavirus, and you need to determine something called the dwell time, the wet kill time. It's critical to know that information. So most good bleach is a 10-minute kill time. So that means the surface must remain wet for 10 minutes. So that may be perfect for some applications, but you need to think about, is this going to work in this setting? And this is what I think is really important about talking about cleaning products, because different products will work different ways and are best used in different circumstances. But everybody who thinks they're disinfecting must read the label and determine what the kill time is and make sure people are waiting. If you go into a business and you see them use a wet wipe, so you go to the grocery store and you use a wipe on the cart handle, you don't know what the kill time is of that disinfectant wipe. And are you waiting 3 minutes before you touch the handle? If you have not, you have done nothing. And I think that is so critical in the circumstances that I think people are fooling themselves and they are not being safe when they think they are.
Good points. Thank you very much. Either one of you, Jeff or Elisha, do you want to add to that or do you agree?
I completely agree. There is quite a difference between cleaning and disinfecting. One of the things I've discovered is exactly what he said. Dwell time is so important. Products have a different dwell time. Some of them are as close to a minute and some are, 10 minutes like he said there before. And I'd also like to add to one of the aspects of cleaning your clean solution is it's got to be enjoyable to use. If you're gassed out using it, you're not going to use it very well and it's not going to be effective because you're not going to like it.
Thank you. Elijah?
Well, all I can say is Rolf and Jeff did an amazing job, and not to take away from what they said in any way, shape, or form. Looking at, I would agree, bleach can be effective, and it's going to be something we're going to commonly find in homes. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste in the chat a link to the CDC website that talks about how you can use bleach, just so everyone has that handy if you don't mind. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you for that addition. So those that may not be familiar, the chat, if you click down on the bottom of the screen, you should have a pop-up line. You can hit the chat and you'll see it off. Mine went to my right. There might be some people that have a difference, but then you can see the link there for you to reference. So thank you very much, Elijah, for adding that to the discussion. So the next question is very similar to the last question, but what chemicals and cleaning agents do you use? And I'm going to start with Jeff, just to go into detail of your cleaning agents. Then we'll go to Elijah and we'll finish off with Rolf with some of your popular cleaning agents that you've been seeing being used.
Okay, so my main product that I utilize both at my lodge and at any place that I've sprayed and that I have sold to people in the recent past it's a Sunbelt Laboratories product called SL641 one-step disinfectant cleaner. It's basically a quaternary ammonium cleaner. It is also a disinfectant, and it's a very pleasant to use product. I buy it in 55-gallon drums, put it in a jug, and make it available to the public as a concentrate. Now, the great thing about this is you can spray it with multiple different applicators, from foggers to the electrical sprayers, which are hard to get these days, and down to the hand sprayers. I got little hand sprayers like this little guy right here. This little thing is a fantastic little item for a small business. You can see that there. A small business that has to do some sanitizing every day, that wants to open up. They got to do their doors, their touch spots, their whole thing. If you're going to, when you start to open up, you should probably get someone more professional like Elijah to come in and really clean the place down really good and stuff like that. But to maintain your scenario, you need to use something like this, as well as the product that you use. There's some really high-end stuff that is available now right here in Ellensburg. I got this the other day at the paint store. It's very expensive. They make these in a sanitizing option, and I bought the one that's for paint, and I just put it way down on pressure and got a nozzle for low viscosity products. It works fine. I've used it half a dozen times since I bought it just the other day. It's a great product. There's a lot of stuff right here in town that you can use for sprayers, but as far as the materials, the only ones that I'm using right now are quaternary ammonium, and another one called Final Rinse that is a 1 minute dwell time is ammonium chloride.
Thank you. Elijah? You want to unmute yourself?
I'm so sorry. Is it easier when it's on unmute? I'm just learning. Okay.
Depends.
Right. I was trying sign language. That was down below the camera, so I apologize. So, hey, it sounds like if you're looking for a product, I'm going to encourage you guys to connect with Jeff and Gerald. Gerald sells everything. We all know that. But we're a service company, so we don't retail a lot of product, but we have a wide variety of different products, and we try to focus on products that are botanically derived, and a lot of our disinfectant options are rooted in thyme oil and essentially from the thyme plant. And so, but I don't have a lot that we would look at retail, and we get a lot wholesale for our service lines. But if you guys are interested for a product, you can check out Benefact. They have a really great line online as well. So.
Thank you. And Rolf, while you talk in regards to this a little bit, we also had a question about the hand sanitizer that in the chat function that you might be able to answer too.
I'll let you read me the question that's in the chat box if you'd like.
Okay, we'll start with that and then we'll let you finish with a comment. So does hand sanitizer also have an effectiveness time, or is it immediately effective when touching surfaces?
I would refer you to the CDC to read what they say about it. It is generally, it's a matter of it being absorbed into your hands or let's see, evaporating. Once it is evaporated, my understanding is that the sanitation has taken place. But again, I would refer you to the CDC, and I would make sure, and I think that's what you'll find on most of the labels, is they say just rub your hands together until it evaporates. So I don't look at any one product. Every product has its place, as long as one, it has a kill time for human coronavirus. That's number one. But then it really depends on what you're going to do. I mean, the over-the-counter spray stuff, the Clorox, I mean, this is fine in certain settings. It's far more expensive than if you go to a concentrate. When you look at concentrates, there's different ways you can do it. You can get bottles that self-measure so that you get the right amount of concentrate and not too much. That is one thing I try to encourage people. Do not make it too strong. Follow the directions. In a lot of settings, getting a gallon and using a teaspoon is a great setting. But again, you've got to have people that can do that. So we look at the whole breadth of products that are out there, and then we look at what you're trying to accomplish. The important thing, I think, as we move forward is you've got to think about sustainability, because this is a marathon. This isn't something you're going to do for a week, for 6 weeks. This is something you need to think about doing for months or years. And so the products you use need to be, one, available. So I do not think using disinfectant wipes is a good long-term solution for any thorough cleaning. There's just not enough of them, and it is so environmentally unsound, as opposed to using a concentrate in a cloth. So those are the things I encourage people to think about, is what is going to be available and affordable in the long run and effective. And I could go on and on and on about chemicals, and there's just all kinds of settings that require different cleaning. A hotel is going to have a different use than a restaurant. In a restaurant, you've got to talk about, is it safe for a surface that has food prepared on it? The jail is going to have a different application than the event center. So it's really a matter of, in my opinion, people thinking about, what is my program? What is my plan? What are the surfaces I need to clean? How often am I going to be cleaning them? I think most of us in our businesses are going to be cleaning daily, if not multiple times a day. So you need to think about that as you go forward. What products am I going to have in place? Will my team use the products? Can I give them direction so they understand? Do they know the dwell time? These are the things we like to help people with. So as opposed to saying, use this, I like to say, give us a call and let's talk about what your situation is and what the best products would be, and will they be available in 6 months? I mean, right now you couldn't get a wall mount hand sanitizing dispenser if you wanted to.
Good point. We had a participant that would like to make a comment. So Beth Marker, you're gonna have to unmute, Beth.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, Amy. Yes, just a quick comment about surfaces, because we have a fairly new facility. I know some of the hotels on the call today are new facilities. Businesses put a lot of money into their infrastructure. And what we found early on is that using, as Rolf has said, using the right products is so critical, because you can really destroy your custom wood, your custom iron. You can destroy surfaces pretty quickly if you're not careful about how you're cleaning them and how you're sanitizing them. So that's just kind of a cautionary word. I think what Rolf had mentioned about cleaning first, sanitizing is not necessarily, it's not a cleaner, it's the last step. So cleaning with products that can preserve your surfaces, I think, is great. And then doing the sanitizing last and letting it have that kill time in between seating guests or opening rooms for guests is critical, because that will help to preserve those surfaces. The other comment I wanted to make about hand sanitizer, our product is 80% denatured alpha alcohol, and it was originally designed for surfaces and hands. but we quickly realized if we had regulated through the FDA, which only monitors hands. The EPA manages surfaces. So we had to change that to say it was just a hand sanitizer. The important thing that we want people to know is we hear people adding aloe and other things to their hand sanitizers or their surface to make them softer on their hands, you know, and that kind of thing. When you do that, it dilutes the alcohol content very quickly, and that defeats the purpose. And that was one of the things, Amy, I wanted to mention, was as much as that sounds like a good idea, it's not a good idea. We put fractionated coconut oil or glycerol in our product to create that softening effect without bringing the alcohol contents down. So just a suggestion.
Well, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. So during the conversation, several of the questions did get answered while you were conversing the products. So I'm just going to skip down to question 7 for the panelists that might be following. If we are to hire one of your companies, is it a one-time solution or are multiple applications needed? And I'll start with Jeff again. Make sure you unmute yourself.
Stop video button there. I almost hit the stop video button. That would have been funny. Yes, I think we need to, if you're starting up business and you're having people in your place every day, if it's like an indoor shop, small grocery store, whatever have you, yeah, you need to get in there and clean it really good a couple of times a week at least. I mean, like Walmarts and stuff like that, they're having professional sanitizing companies come in 3 times a week, and they're spending $15,000, $20,000 a week sometimes for sanitizing of those businesses. Our small little businesses like I have and other people have, they don't have the luxury of doing that, but we can do it ourselves, and we do need to have a couple of really thorough cleans every week, and then daily, consistent touch points with good products that you enjoy using. Like the lady said, surfaces are very, very important. I can't stress that enough, that if you like using it and you can spray it on and leave it and it doesn't leave a mark or anything like that, like everything else that we've used in life, tested a little bit, you know, first, it's going to be easy to use, and then you'll do it. It's all about consistently doing it and making it enjoyable for your atmosphere.
Thank you. Elijah?
Hey, that was great. Thank you, Jeff. I think you did a really good job. So, hey, in our cleaning service, we can, service line, we can tackle air ducts and carpets and windows and high touch surfaces. And there's a wide variety of different things we can help focus on for you. I wouldn't recommend an air duct cleaning daily. That's cost prohibitive and not efficient. But there may be some of those services that need to be hit daily, like Jeff alluded to, as far as high touch point stuff. So to answer the question, is it a one-time solution or multiple applications? It's probably going to be a combination. And as a best practice in your facility, in your business, you're going to want to network with the members of our community like Jeff and Gerald's. And Clean Image to help put together a plan for you, because we all represent different buildings and have different niche areas to tackle and focus on. So it could be definitely a combination of a one-time for certain surfaces and then repeatedly for others.
Thank you. Rolf, as panelist, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, not representing a cleaning service, that's a completely different aspect. But I think that no matter what, you need to be cleaning on an hourly or twice a day type of schedule. So a cleaning service is one thing and very important and part of the mix, but you're also going to have to do some of this yourself. This is certainly not a one-time cleaning. This is an ongoing daily cleaning. And you need to probably understand a little bit about how the virus works. And I think all of us just need to focus on water droplets. This is a respiratory illness that comes from water droplets. And interestingly enough, those water droplets survive longer on hard surfaces than they do on porous. So you would think that paper and cardboard would carry the virus longer, but it doesn't. And so you need, I mean, it's just a little bit of education about how various surfaces react with the virus and how long the virus is active in things. But doorknobs are, from what I understand, one of the biggest areas of concern. And stainless steel, glass, those types of surfaces where the virus can last for multiple days. Now, there's not exactly evidence on is it dangerous after a couple of days, because it's dying as it goes, but I could go on, and I will stop there.
Well, we are at the time where we usually will open for additional questions if we didn't touch on anything that people are interested in. So I'm going to draw you back down to the chat function. So if you have additional questions throughout this conversation that you want to add, please do so at this time. At this point, I do want to lean a little bit on conversation of your safety plans. Safety plans are to address these items that have been talked about by our panelists. So please make sure that when you evaluate what's best for your business, that you're evaluating how you're cleaning, the time and the effort that you're doing, and also your disinfectant, to where you know exactly what your policies and procedures are. But the important piece of your safety plan is that it needs to be clear, both from an internal perspective and an external perspective if you have consumers that are coming in. So obviously, if you're a manufacturing company, it may stay completely internal, but that information still needs to be very clear for your employees to understand what you're looking for from a safety standpoint. And then those that have outside influences coming in from a consumer, that it's also clear from that perspective. We do have a couple questions coming in, but just to continue with the business safety plans, you do have an incident command team that has some assistance available. So if you're not familiar with that and haven't done your business safety plans, please do those. That is a requirement. And then there is some people that can help you through that process. If you're just not sure where you're landing, we can help you. And that's on the kittitasemergency.com website if you're not familiar with that. So again, we're going to take just a few more minutes to go over some questions and then some last remarks from our panelists, which again, we really appreciate you guys joining us today. We had a question in regards to, let's see, here is the link to the CDC website from Elijah. The page displays recommendations for cleaning and disinfecting your facility. So thank you again for that reference. I really appreciate that. Rolf, tell us your delivery timing for Upper County and Lower County, because you do deliver on a regular basis.
Oh, yes. So currently, we're actually have stepped up our delivery. So in Lower County, which we can consider to be just east of Thorpe, we will deliver, if you place by 2, we will deliver same day. For most businesses, if you order by 4, we deliver the next day in Lower County. And in Upper County, we're there Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And Beth, I'm going to also, I believe you deliver your product additionally. Can you tell us your deliveries too?
Yes, we actually deliver daily to both Upper and Lower County as long as you call us by 5 o'clock. And we are also, we've done some canvassing and outreach to Wenatchee, Yakima, and North Bend, where we're covering some businesses that just need cases. I mean, we can provide them with large quantities of a hand sanitizer and surface sanitizer product in bulk. I mean, there's options for them if they need larger quantities just for daily maintenance and coming up, bringing their businesses back online.
Okay, thank you. And Jeff, I know that you said that you've made yours into some concentrate drugs. Are you doing some pickup options or delivery options for that product?
Yeah, my focus right now is on demonstrating the product and the application. I've got multiple different applicators. I don't sell the applicators, but each position, each job, each condition, each scenario requires a little bit different application. And my goal is right now to provide that for free demonstrations And then I've got product that I bring to them at the same time, and then I can deliver as well on the side. And my stuff is all concentrate. Got 2 different products is all, and pretty simple, plain and simple. And it's not scary at all. The killing of this little critter it's really not that tough. It's all about doing it. It's all about just doing it. You got to do it. You got to use your PPE when you're in heavy public. And other than that, it's business as usual.
Do you have any other final thoughts? And we'll move into the final thoughts from the panelists.
Myself, no, I think everybody's doing really good as far as our county is concerned. I mean, Yakima County's gotten some problems there, but they've got a different demographic, I guess you would say. Kittitas County and Clallam County, my other location, they're dealing with it really well. And I think our panel is very professional, probably much more professional than I am at this, but we're all trying to keep everybody working.
Wonderful. Your last thoughts, Elijah?
Hey, I'll go ahead and go off mute for this, but I just wanted to say thank you, Amy and Gemma, for putting this together. And I see some absolute legends in our community represented. And I just want to say it's a privilege to work here in our county, and we want to be here as a tool and a resource to each and every one of you. And I think we've got some pretty uncommon talent when you pull us together. So let's continue to network. And if you have a question, I'm not afraid to tell you I don't know, but I don't like not finding out the answer for you. So I'm not an industry expert by any means. I've just been doing it for a long time, and I'm here to help. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Rolf, can you round us out with your final comments?
Well, I would just a couple of maybe side comments. One, you need to make sure you're labeling your bottles correctly. So don't start just putting stuff in unlabeled bottles, and don't just write disinfectant on it. You really, both from a safety standpoint and OSHA standpoint, you need the proper label. So make sure you're getting stuff labeled correctly, because the last thing you want is a kid to get into a bottle and you not know what it is. So make sure your stuff is labeled correctly. You also should be paying attention to your safety data sheets. I know that it seems like sort of a sideline, but they are very important to have. On a different subject, I think that as business owners, this is critical for us to lead our community and to make sure that as we open, we stay open. This is our responsibility. If we screw this up, we're all going to be closed again. And getting our neighbors back to work, keeping ourselves back to work is our responsibility as business owners. So I hope people take this seriously. I encourage everyone to wear a mask in public. I know it feels awkward. I know it feels weird, but this is our responsibility as responsible citizens.
Well, again, thank you to the panelists, Jeff, Elijah, and Rolf, for joining us. And we really appreciate you guys staying with us. I do have a hand up on Lisa Belfield. Do you have something to comment?
Yeah, I just want to say I've been working with Rolf since I've started here at Hotel Windrow, and him and his team, they're just fabulous. They always keep me informed, let me know what new products they have. And Rolf, I wanted to know if you wanted to share about the products, the pH7 that I recently purchased from your company.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate the kind words.
It really seems like a great product. I've read all the information. I haven't begun using it yet. You're going to get me the labels, and then we will begin using it. And I think that seems like a great product for companies to start using.
Yeah, again, it's one of the many products that we have that we can discuss with businesses, but we do believe strongly in the pH7Q. It's a Betco product, which means nothing to anyone. It is a 1-minute kill. It comes in a gallon, and it's like, what, 4 tablespoons per gallon. So it goes forever. We're about halfway through our first gallon, and we've been disinfecting since the beginning of March. So, but again, it's one of many products that we have.
Well, thank you again for joining us. We are going to end our call today. Please note that we do not have a call for tomorrow, but we will continue for next week. We have some exciting panels that are going to be coming up. And so we just enjoy giving this information, and hopefully it is helpful to you and your business. So thank you very much for joining the Chamber of Commerce, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Amy.